Sir, tell us how and when this instrument traveled to India.
Yeah. Now, as I told you about the process of the development of this organ or harmonium, uh, I can tell you that there was one musician, a very famous musician in Europe, whose name is Alexander Fansadeve. Now, in 1840, he had taken a patent about this instrument and he named the instrument as harmonium. And it was basically producing a lot of harmony. He felt that it's a very good name. After that, in India, as you know, possibly that in Maharashtra and Bengal, the theatre activity is quite old. It's quite vibrant also, and lot of kind of music is also associated with this kind of theatre. So Parsi community, who also was doing some kind of theatre in Bengal, they saw this particular instrument in Europe and they felt that maybe if they get this instrument back, it can be used in some kind of music in India. So we can see that in 1870, first time this organ came in India in Calcutta and was introduced in Parsi theatre by this community. Later, gradually, this instrument was popular at many parts of India in various kind of music. So we can say in 1882, it was first time used by a very noted singer in Marathi theatre, particularly to Marathi Rangabhumi, Natya Sangeet, Bal Gandharvaji. So he used this organ in 1882 in Pune in Sangeet Saubhadra Natya. So this is how it came into India. And Natya Sangeet was quite popular. Those musical plays were very, very popular in Maharashtra as well as at other parts of India. So they wanted a instrument, a sur instrument, a swaravadya, where it can accompany them. So that instrument must have a volume. Because of the electricity, the lack of electricity, rather, nowadays if we play harmonium with a vocalist, the sound can be controlled through mics and all. As mics were not there, they used to sing very loudly, the singers also in the theatre, because their voice should reach at the end of the line. And they wanted some accompaniment where they will be comfortable when they sing it. So this organ was really useful for them. Then what happened is, it got introduced into classical music also at some point at a time. But the problem was, if you see Natya Sangeet, most of the act of Natya Sangeet happens where the characters are standing and they deliver their dialogue or they sing while they stand. In folk music also, many of the musicians used to stand and play. At the same time, this organ was put and the musician used to sit on a chair and play. As it was introduced to classical music, essentially our classical musicians sit down and they play. So the other person who used to accompany them, either on pakhawas or tabla, they also used to sit down, and only this organ player used to stand aside and play or sit down on a chair and play. At the same time, the size of the organ was quite large, as I told you. To move the organ from one place to another place also was very difficult. At the same time, as I mentioned, for classical music, it was not looking very great. Also, when we have such a large instrument, when we control it by leg, the control part of air pressure becomes quite difficult. It was not that accurate. At the same time, the keys are also larger. So the size of total instrument was like this. The manufacturers in India, the artists in India and the scientists abroad, they had a discussion. And one change was drastically made, that instead of having bellow at the down, which was played by foot, it came like this, what you can see now, what we can play with the hand. And because of that, the total size of this particular organ or today's harmonium drastically changed and got reduced, where it's very easy to take this instrument at any place. The size of the bellow is manageable. The size of the keys become quite small. So the intricacy of the singing part, the vocal is where he's going to sing, and when we are supposed to accompany, can be done in a much nicer way. So this was a big change, physically made from organ to harmonium, as of today's harmonium that we can say.